Metalheads of Reddit, what song would you show someone to prove that not all metal is insane noise and screaming? The entire album called Age of Winters by The Sword, Electric Machine by Acid King, Anything by Red Fang, Cadaver is another good band, Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, Paul Bearer, Caius, Elder. I'm listening to these recommendations. And it's official, you guys just created a new metal fan. I'm really liking Animals as Leaders in particular. Eater, thank you for the gold. Kind strangers. I see Opeth in this thread a few times already, but I'm going to add to it, Deliverance. It's the one metal song that all of my non-metal friends, even my wife, admit is a damned fine song. Opeth, Deliverance. I can't think of much that is just insane noise and screaming. Most of it is very structured and technical. People just can't look past the abrasive dissonance. But if they need to hear something that's less of that, maybe Insomnium's latest album. Have said friend check out the Map of Metal. It breaks metal down into a bunch of subgenres with descriptions, influences, and representative playlists. This is what it took for me to finally take the plunge after being turned off by radio metal and harsh vocals. Edit. Thanks for the gold. M. Shooting Star. Gojira. Duck it. Just listen to all of Magma. If you're still not satisfied, try Crack the Sky by Mastodon. If you need more, let me know. When you learn how to hear the music and what you are referring to as noise, listen to The Great Collapse by Fit for an Autopsy. Your head will violently fragment. If you used to listen to Cradle of Filth, Gradual to Anaral Nathruk. A lot of people are saying Animals as Leaders, but that's all instrumentals, and while they are amazing, oh my god, that new album makes my pants fit funny. I'd probably look at any of Opeth or Mastodon's collections. The absolute heaviest I'd go for a newbie is Amon Amarth. They have the expected harsh vocal styles and distorted sound. But sit someone down with a lyric sheet and a copy of Odin on Our Side or Jom's Viking and let them see how good metal can really just tell you a story and take you on a journey. Bonus points if you sit them in the snow for real effect. I went to college in the mountains, and when we got 6+ inches of snow and I had to walk to work, I'd do so blaring Amon Amarth. That it kept me warm and made me feel like a real Nordic badass. Also, real late edit here. I haven't had the opportunity yet, but if people are new to metal and enjoy Animals as Leaders, I'd probably point them towards Periphery's album Periphery III. Select difficulty. Anything by Sabaton, really? Anything by Animals as Leaders. Orion, Metallica, one of my favorites. Kingdom by Devin Townsend Project is the perfect sea metal can be beautiful song. Colors by Between the Buried and Me. Whole album is absolutely amazing. Also not super heavy in comparison to some. Basically any song from any subgenre of metal that isn't insane noise and screaming. Probably symphonic metal or power metal. Maybe some Rhapsody of Fire. How about Danza di Fuoco e Ghiaccio? Christopher Lee does the intro. How badass is that? Symphonic, melodic, or power metal. Nightwish, Camelot, Avantasia, Edgei, Twilight Force, Sabaton, Iced Earth, Symphony X, Sonata Arctica, Advance, Axis, Delane, etc. Or something that's got harsh vocals but not as harsh as others. Don't introduce a metal virgin to Dying Fetus right off the bat. It doesn't work that way. I showed my girlfriend There's No Place Like Home by Karachangran, Minotaur by Fleshgood Apocalypse, and Oh Father Oh Satan Oh Son by Behemoth, and she doesn't mind any of those. A good way to get them into harsh vocals is to introduce them to a band who has a mix of harshes and cleans. Victims of Contingency by Epica is a great start. Revolution by Camelot is also good. Digital World and the Nexus by Amarantha are also pretty good. Language, Intuition by The Contortionist. Also, Blind Side by Sky Harbor. Sad Wings of Destiny, Judas Priest, old school British metal and almost operatic. Orion or Call of Cthulhu by Metallica, can't be considered screaming if it has no vocals. Agaloch, Falling Snow, I love all of their music but for some reason I always fixated on this song. Children of the Grave, Black Sabbath, I Want Out, Halloween, Princess of the Night, Saxon, Holy Diver, Dio, and almost anything by Iron Maiden. Black Sabbath The Mob Rules, Dio Straight Through the Heart, Queen's Right Revolution Calling, The Sword Freer, Megadeth 44 Minutes, Anthrax Skeleton in the Closet, Dream Theater These Walls, Devin Townsend Project Lucky Animals, A Storm Back Through Time, Area Deceit, Halloween Halloween. Let me know if you don't mind songs that having both screaming and singing and I will throw some more at you. Diablo Swing Orchestra, Voodoo Mon Amour, it's more jazz swing than it is metal but the two seem to work so well. Arian, The Day That the World Breaks Down, folk prog rock metal opera, forget concept albums. This thing's a goddamn concept discography. Tesseract, Of Matter, granted, this album doesn't have their original, returning, vocalist, and their early, Unconcealing Fate era stuff was on the shouty side, but they don't scream anymore. Sleeping Stars by Winterson, Master of Puppets by Metallica, Fear of the Dark by Iron Maiden, Symphony of Destruction by Megadeth. The video is awesome and still relevant as duck. Come Clarity by In Flames is my choice here I think, or anything from the album A Sense of Purpose. War Pigs by Black Sabbath, one of the greatest songs in the entire pantheon of rock anyway, written by the early pioneers of the genre. I definitely avoided metal because I saw it this way for a long time, but I have a friend in a folk metal band, and I got to be exposed to the much lovelier side of metal. There's a lot of Celtic themes to the music. The lyrics tend to be more about mythology and telling epics and there's a nice combination of harsh and smooth vocals throughout the music. Ne Obliviscaris is a pretty cool indie example of this. Glory Hole by Steel Panther. Some recent Catatonia, maybe. Metallica's Sandom concert with Michael Kamen and his orchestra. But the reason I like it is that I enjoy insane noise and screaming. Fiddler on the Green by Demons and Wizards or Sacred Worlds by Blind Guardian. Powerwolf, Army of the Night, or anything that's from them, Primal Fear, or Sabaton, they're all power metal. Really, almost no screaming. If you wanna go the classic route, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, and Metallica are what I would choose. Carnival, they make some bloody awesome tracks. Their singer has some fantastic pipes on him. Their drummer has probably the most groove out of any drummer I've ever seen. Their guitarists know how to write a sweet chord progression. Bassist is funky as duck. As a band they know how to write a killer song. Just listen to the whole of Themata. Almost anything by Sabaton. Anything from the album Symbolic by Death. Dream Theater, Pull Me Under, Dream Theater, Another Day, Pagan's Mind, The Celestine Prophecy, Symphony X, The Odyssey. Anything by Animals as Leaders or Anup Sastry, maybe the instrumental versions of Periphery or Northlane albums, but 90% of the reason I listen to metal is because of how the song itself is arranged. If you can throw in a good vocal melody in there or whatever, bonus points. Edit, also Architects. Metal often rivals classical music in complexity, no exaggeration. People who only hear it as insane noise and screaming have trouble processing it as music for some reason. I would probably pick something slower with simpler passages, like Black Ninja by Battle Beast, and continue with faster and more demanding songs if they can catch on. Guys, ducking Opeth. When you can make metal sound serene, you've reached the promised land. And I love their prog as of late. Two good examples. Thinking This Over, and another band that doesn't get enough of a nod is Gorod. They are musically phenomenal, very technical with a thoroughness to their groove. More examples.